And as the party moves across my heart, Bowie says something to me from his poor flat as a child. There's something he knows, something he wants to tell me. I lean towards the cracker and it speaks and says, "You were given a greater gift than what bland people with bland crackers do. You were supplemented in your lack of wealth with the poor person's gift." I want to hear what this gift is, but the party has turned louder. Some man has begun playing at the piano, and everyone seems to know what tune it is, for they are nodding, and some have begun dancing. I don't know it. It's not a song from Journey, Toto, Men at Work, The Killers or Alabama Shakes. It's most likely some song from the genius of Mozart or Beethoven. So, I leave the room and am back on the planet Heart, and now I am at a party I can relate to, a little bit of weed, some beer, and people talking on a variety of subjects, nothing of which has to do with bland crackers. One guy is long-haired and dirty from his job as an auto mechanic. He's so important to our lives, a messiah that helps us get around, you know? All messiahs help people travel. Over here I can have a talk with a beautiful redhead. Well, okay, people define beauty differently, but she is sexy, no doubt. She calls herself Shelley, and when I talk to her for the next hour about mythology, metaphors, and how we know nothing from anything, she says, "Wow, you are really deep," and has nothing much else to offer. I wonder what it would be like to kiss her, because of her lack of intellectual input. She must be good at something, right? And I remember then, I never felt comfortable anywhere. I have a social dysfunction, a mental displacement, a cultural way of hearing the undercurrent of your blinks and writing about them as though they were sacred but annoying cows, crows winging overhead announcing birth and death, and how no group wants to claim me as their own. I have always faked my way through so much of life that, I guess I might say, that is who I really am, a liar, pretty pleasant and a truth-teller, angry and defiant. I have punched so many holes in so many walls that I think I must have found a way to another dimension, a place called, no damn given. But, I do like that weed and those Cheez-Its. And Shelley's lips are very sexy, especially the vibe she puts out, which is, you know, I might have a sexual disease, but you probably want to find out why. You see, I can screw. Yes, I want to know why, but it never happens. We exchange telecommunications bouncing off space instead. It's a rush, so I walk on, staying sober despite what the party held. I am high right now on discovery, a place where I still hope to find me, and look. There's Major Tom. He's lying on a heart rock, quite dead. But, his runes rattle and I get my answer to what a poor person's gift is. He says with his body, "You have artistic talent, an abundance of it. You string words along like they are strings of consciousness, then turn into perfectly well-written sonnets. When you bite into a Cheez-It, you get a dream of words, and the flavors explode onto the page with brilliance. Turn that suspect tray of bland crackers over and never try to fit in again." A poor person has this talent, and it's because arts of all types require sacrifice, pain, deep emotional scarring, hovel living, and the courage to be different no matter what the glance is from others or the disapproving viewpoints of religion and parents. Let them all sod off. You will find your true nature yet, because you seek. 5 words into what he said, and I thank Major Tom for being out there, in here, having landed on Heart where he has straddled a billion worlds with his depth and meaning. He lived through the Apollo program, and that's really saying something, for so many of those poor souls did not. But, like all astronauts, he died to live on. His destiny was beyond us all. Abomination. Destiny cannot be truth. Bend my ear, where does this magic path lie? Below or above your small intellect? Accede now to our biblical God, your true Savior. Admit the turn of Christ and you'll find your heart beats it everywhere, in all who know his name. Beg for his truth and insight, lowly one. Accept that you are lost and so pathetic. Castles are appealing only to those in want. Dark is the heart that seeks glorious light. But, I say, dear Christian, I get you better than you know. Examine me someday, maybe closets will open, and there will be Major Tom elsewhere dead and yet speaking loudly to me still. Where was your divine guidance in writing that sonnet as you loosely described it? Asked the Christian 1,000 times, how did these people get into my mind, I wondered. For, I had not consciously invited him. He went on, it doesn't even rhyme, well, much, that is. And the structure is wrong. Yes, but it has other merits, I assure you, I responded. Milton would have liked it, I went on. But, his blank stare was a brain never started. If you had the power of Christ it would have been lovelier, he snorted. Well, okay, let's see what I can do now. I pray to the power of the earth and trees and universe. I pray to the power of life itself, and death, and certainly to Major Tom. Please give me a first-rate sonnet that will never live, and thus never have to die. The Christian folded his arms, defiantly annoyed, and glared at me as I continued to write. I once had a many-sided amulet that hung round my neck with string-like arms. It had a secret picture, a hidden charm, comfort and protection. Its sacrament. It had a voice so very compassionate its touch kept me from dying by my own harm. My amulet had blonde and orange hair, fire. It sang songs which upon my mind beset. And when that inevitable night set in, judging me being without, feeling lonely, I held tighter to my amulet and grinned. For it told me I was in good company. But one day my amulet told me he now needed me, so I took him off my neck and had to let him go. And now, on this heart, I see where Major Tom has gone. He is here on this planet, and has been all along. He has a fire like Baudelaire and Rimbaud, and a passion like Keats and Shelley. He is not political but still guides us to ourselves, and this is why I do not need your God. I have Bowie now. I must admit I love your rituals and enjoy them. I think they are important for spirituality. But, for me to believe in a God would be to rearrange my head, and hey man, I have already been there. I label my youthful thoughts of wrong versus right as infantilism. It's where you need pseudo-dichotomies to help introduce you to the world. But, I have since grown up. I may be wandering out here somewhere, yet that doesn't mean I need a concept of God to be happy. In fact, my wandering doesn't mean that I am even wanting happiness. It's more like, I am just searching, having a crack at the mystery, for this is what I enjoy the most, the question. After this, the Christian faded. He weakly appeared to have little more to say, for a Christian's repertoire is quite simple, and if you don't want what they are selling, the gracious ones will just leave you alone. And, that's what this one did. Thank God. However, as he left I began to wonder, what was that all about, and what can I learn from it?